Good morning, welcome to a morning review. It's Kim speaking on Friday, the 23rd of September. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and well, yesterday we couldn't hold, or it couldn't hold on to its gains. Pretty much rolling over through the late session through the afternoon. At the moment, it's pulled back to its 4-hourly 21, which may be good enough to hold it. I guess traders yesterday were really questioning, well, what's the euro doing better than the US dollar at the moment, and probably not a lot. So hence why the profit was soon taken from those in the rally. However, it's, as I say, looking better from where it's sitting there at the 4-hour 21. Could push on from there. Has an untouched daily pivot above for it as an initial target. Could from there push on further. Just run back into its hourly 21s at the moment, but that's already been tested once. But that is a possible stalling point in the short term. But as I say, it has got the daily pivot, which has got a reasonable statistical opportunity of being hit. Any breaks of that, well, I mean, you'd be looking at yesterday's highs again, I guess. Hasn't hit anything else which sort of takes anything away from the potential for it to run up towards maybe the R1, yesterday's highs. Cable, a bit different picture here. Well, it also yesterday afternoon gave up lots of its gains, and through the Asian session has given up more. No real support here already through its 21. It is back into, well, yesterday's open at the moment, so it's just sort of testing that sort of area. Could get a bounce from this sort of zone. It's interesting, 50 still pointing up, but it may be sort of restricted back to it towards its 21s already through the daily pivot, so it hasn't got a target. It's not as the euro would be a bit more bullish for me than what we're seeing here. Hasn't really got a target to the upside, but it may want to retest the 21, and at that point, if the markets are looking bullish, we could see a bit of continuation. Okay, so moving on to the dollar yen, and well, some profit taking yesterday. We saw the sell off, and in the end, it didn't really continue in trend. I must admit, I did get short on it at one point, and it stopped me out. It just carried on pushing, stalled and carried on again back towards its 21, possibly a bit oversold, but it wasn't really showing up on my signal here. So has got the chance of running back down to the 100 sort of area at some point. It's starting to look better now from the 4-hour 21s here to the downside, so we may see the yen strengthen some more. Got an untouched daily pivot again, so also a good point here, or good target for it. It's already hit the R1, but well, with the yen, it's not unknown to hit R1, S1 in a day, so it's particularly in this range, the pivots are quite pinched relative to the previous days, so certainly got a possibility of some further downside, maybe even yesterday's lows again, as I said. Okay, the Aussie dollar, the bright one of the lot up until now. Yesterday it did hold on to some gains, but in this shooting start, not looking particularly bullish at the moment, having done that. Consolidating where we are here, maybe it can give another push up. It's not hit the S1 yet, could run up to the R1 in yesterday's high, so that's where it looks like if we can break these prior highs here, that looks where it could be heading up for. So still erring on the bullish side on the Aussie dollar there at the moment. And finally the Canadian dollar. Well, before I do that, just need to quickly flick on to the price of oil, and you can see it's still doing quite well actually. Sort of 3 days of rallying, it's pulled off a bit at the moment below its daily pivot, and get back up above the daily pivot. It's probably become bullish again. Got a bit overbought at one stage yesterday, but it's worked that off now. So oil's looking okay, which means CAD could come down if it wants. So let's look at the bigger picture first on the Canadian dollar, and it's had quite a decent move there off there. It never really got a gain. It's not oversold in that time frames. Got a bit oversold on the shorter time frame here, but could just Yeah, it could just come off again. It's no, the 4-hourly oversold signals are you just tend to get a little bit more overrun, may even get a test of those lows. So at the moment, okay, it's hit the daily pivot, may get back. If it breaks below the daily pivot, let's say it becomes to me much more bearish. That's it for me. Hope you have a great one. Bye for now.